Hey, ladies, welcome back to episode 6 of Kenya Knows. We are in the thick of draft season, and I don't want to talk about the AFC North. I think the word balanced isn't enough to describe what every single team in that division has to do in that draft. They have to get more physical players. So today I'm going to be breaking down my mock drafts for the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. I'm looking at the measurements, the tape, and the logic. So please, to my ladies, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so I can keep providing you ladies with more content. All right, let's start in Baltimore. The Ravens are always about defense and trenches. They have a clear type, high motor and massive frames. So, in round 1, at pick number 14, the Ravens select Akeem Mesidor, defensive end, Miami. He measures at 6'3", 280 pounds. He's a tactical disruptor with an elite Eurostep. And for my ladies who love football who may not know what that is, a Eurostep is a pass rush move where a defensive lineman fakes a move in one direction, forcing the offensive blocker to commit, and then he quickly shifts his weight back to in the other direction to get his body around the blocker to get to the quarterback. And that is something that Akeem Mesidor does really well. Now, his weakness is the simple fact that he is a 25-year-old rookie, so his ceiling might be closer than they think, but as bad as that pass rush was last season, they desperately need pass rushers, and they need a good pass rush identity to help Kyle Hamilton on the back end. In round 2, at pick number 45, the Ravens will select Emmanuel Pregnon, defensive guard, Oregon. Now, he measures at 6'5", 318 pounds, and his strengths are the simple fact that he is literally a brick wall. He allowed 0 sacks in 2025, and the Ravens should pick him because Lamar Jackson had like 5 injuries behind that terrible offensive line he had last season, and they need to pick Emmanuel just based off the fact that it'll help keep Lamar Jackson healthy and upright. Now, in round 3, pick number 80, the Ravens should select Carter Smith, offensive tackle / guard from Indiana. He measures at 6'5", 313 pounds. His strengths are the fact that he is an elite pass blocking offensive tackle and guard. He posted a 95 grade last season. However, his weakness is the fact that his arm length is pretty short for an NFL tackle, but he is a nasty lead blocker who fits the Ravens' physicality-first culture perfectly. In round 4, pick number 115, the Ravens should select R. Mason Thomas, defensive end, Oklahoma. He measures at 6'2", 249 pounds. His strengths are the fact that he has really good bend and a high motor. His weakness is that he is undersized for an every down SEC style rusher, but he can be used in sub-package specialist, which is why they should draft him. Now, sub-package specialists, they generally refer to players who excel in specific situational roles rather than playing a standard every down position. But he can create chaos on 3rd and long, so I think that he would be a perfect pick for them. In round 5, at pick number 152, the Ravens should select Omar Cooper, wide receiver, Indiana. Now, I know this is the wide receiver that the Ravens fans want or anyone wants for Lamar Jackson, but he does measure at 6 feet, 201 pounds. He has great hands, and he's elite after the catch. Now, his weakness is the fact that he is still developing a full NFL route tree, but this does give Lamar a reliable clutch target who doesn't drop the ball in big moments. Hint, hint, Mark Andrews. Round 5, at pick number 160, the Ravens should select Keontae Scott, safety from Miami. He measures at 6 feet, 192 pounds. He has an absolute dog mentality, and he's elite in tackling in space. However, sometimes he can be over-aggressive in zone coverages. But he is a special teams ace and a very versatile nickel backup who plays with a lot of physicality. Now let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I am a Cincinnati fan. I will tell you right now, if I have to watch this exact same Bengals defense play for one more season, I am going to light my hair on fire. They need to be best defensive player available to give their offense more possessions. So in round 1 at pick number 10, the Bengals should select Cassius Howell, defensive end, Texas A&M. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Oh no, another defensive end from Texas A&M. Let me tell you something. Cassius Howell measures at 6'4", 248 pounds. He had 11.5 sacks in the SEC. He is pure lightning off the edge. Yeah, he's very lean, which will make him susceptible to running backs, but he is the perfect pass rush specialist to play opposite of Shamar Stewart, and they both have chemistry from their time at college together, so this should be a match made in heaven. Now, in round 2, at pick number 41, the Bengals should select Kamari Ramsey, safety from USC. I do not want Geno Stone to play another snap at safety for the Cincinnati Bengals. Kamari Ramsey measures at 6 feet, 205 pounds. He has a high football IQ. He played nickel at USC very well, so he could cover the league's best tight ends. I will never forget that game against the Bears, where we had 3 different Bengals defenders miss tackles on Colston Loveland. We need a defender in that secondary who can cover the middle of the field, especially against tight ends. In round 3, at pick number 72, the Bengals should select Darnell Jackson Jr., defensive tackle, FSU. We need more help in the middle of that defensive line to stop the run. Darnell Jackson measures at 6'5", 328 pounds. He has elite anchor and he has a 35-inch arms. His weakness, though, is that he doesn't offer much as a pass rusher, but we don't really need that because at the end of the day, running backs will not be able to run through him. He is there to eat the double teams and free up the linebackers, which will then help them out, stopping the run on the left and right sidelines. In round 4, pick number 110, the Bengals should select Lee Hunter, defensive tackle, Texas Tech. He measures at 6'4", 330 pounds. He has rare quickness for somebody who's 330 pounds, and he has really good heavy hands. However, his weakness is the fact that he just needs better conditioning for NFL snap counts. But he is a productive nose tackle who can actually disrupt the backfield, and he gives us depth at the defensive tackle position. All right, let's move along to the Cleveland Browns. This new coaching staff needs to put their foot on the organization's neck and force them to draft wide receivers and offensive linemen. They should not even look at a defensive player in this upcoming draft. At round 1, pick number 6, the Cleveland Browns should select Caden Proctor, left tackle, Alabama. He is probably the best left tackle in this draft. He measures at 6'7", 366 pounds. He has massive wingspan and vice grip hands. His weakness is that he has heavy footwork sometimes against speedy pass rushers, but this is a franchise left tackle and somebody that they need desperately. In round 1, pick number 24, the Cleveland Browns should select Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State. This would be the best wide receiver they've had since I don't know who, to be honest with you. I have no idea. But he measures at 6'3", 190 pounds. He is a technical route runner and he has great hands. The reason they should draft him is because they need a number 1 wide receiver over there. I'm sorry, but the wide receivers they have over there is not it. Now, in round 2, at pick number 39, the Cleveland Browns should select Spencer Fanu, right tackle, Utah. He measures at 6'5", 300 pounds. He has an elite lateral movement and he's very athletic. The only thing is that he needs to clean up his hand placement to avoid holding calls. But this will help this offensive line out so much, especially if they draft Caden Proctor. This will give the Browns 2 young athletic towers on the edges. In round 3, pick number 70, the Cleveland Browns should select Zachariah Branch, wide receiver, Georgia. He measures at 5'10", 175 pounds. He runs a 4.3 speed and a game-breaking return ability, so he can be used in a few different ways. His weakness, however, is that his size makes him a durability risk and at risk for injuries, but he is a human highlight reel. If he gets a step on any defender, he is gone. At round 4, pick number 107, the Cleveland Browns should select Jamal Haynes, running back, Georgia Tech. Now, I know this is an interesting pick in round 4 considering they already drafted a running back last season. But Quinjon Junkins had a nasty leg injury, and I think they are going to have a 2-back system with Jamal Haynes being running back 2. He measures at 5'9". He weighs at 190 pounds. He was a 1,000-yard rusher with elite vision and shiftiness. His weakness is the fact that he is not good in pass protection, but that's fine because Quinjon Junkins is really good in that area. but he is the perfect change of pace back who can turn a 2-yard loss into a 20-yard gain. Now, let's move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They need to draft on both sides of the ball. Their defense was extremely overrated last season, and their offensive weapons were terrible. So, at round 1, pick number 21, the Pittsburgh Steelers should draft Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State. He measures at 6'2", 200 pounds. He is elite in contested catch situations. The only weakness he has is that he struggles against physical press coverage. But this is a Aaron Rodgers type receiver. This is the perfect receiver for Aaron Rodgers. They need a reliable wide receiver one who can win those 50-50 balls and open up the offense for DK Metcalf, who was a wide receiver too. Now in round 2, pick number 53, the Pittsburgh Steelers should select Aleve Vega Loan, left guard, Penn State. He measures at 6'4", 330 pounds. He has incredible anchor, and you cannot move this man off the line. Now, at round 4, pick number 121, Pittsburgh Steelers should select Drew Aller, quarterback, Penn State. Now, I know that this is a very big head scratcher. I get it. He did not pan out at all in college. He is on the same tier as J.J. McCarthy in terms of he ran a run-first system. He had a good offensive line, a great defense, but the difference between the two was that J.J. McCarthy, with the exception of one playoff game, he was really good in clutch situations. Drew Aller was not, but he measures at 6'5", 235 pounds. He has a great arm and he has great size, but he is inconsistent and terrible in big game moments. But he is a local kid from Medina with a rocket arm, and he would be a great backup / developmental piece for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it is a steal. In round 3, pick number 76, sorry for jumping around here, the Pittsburgh Steelers should select Oscar Delp, tight end, Georgia. He measures at 6'5", 245 pounds. He is a fluid route runner and he can play anywhere on the field. However, his weakness is that he needs to get stronger to be a true inline blocker. But this gives the Steelers an athletic move tight end for their new system. He can help in a bunch of different ways. Now, in round 3, at pick number 85, the Pittsburgh Steelers should select Devin Eastern, defensive tackle, Minnesota. He measures at 6'6", 320 pounds. His strengths are that he has rare length and a 4-year durability. His weakness, though, is that he tends to play too high and sometimes he loses leverage. But he is a high motor disruptor and he will add much needed youth to this defensive line. At round 3, pick number 99, the Pittsburgh Steelers should select Bray Hubbard, safety, Alabama. Bray Hubbard measures at 6'2", 213 pounds. His strengths include the fact that he was an SEC ball hawk. He had 4 interceptions and he had a few forced fumbles as well. His weakness, though, was that he tends to lose his angles and can be inconsistent. But he is smart, he's a physical safety, and he will add depth to that secondary. In round 4, at pick number 135, the Pittsburgh Steelers should select Micah Morris, offensive guard, Georgia. He measured at 6'4", 330 pounds. He is a pure power offensive lineman. He was a starter on a Georgia line that allowed less than 1 sack per game. The only issue is that he was limited in terms of lateral agility, but he's a road grader for the run game. So that'll be a great addition to that offensive line that struggled, especially in the guard position. And in round 5, I think this is going to be another steal, but at pick number 159, the Pittsburgh Steelers should select Squirrel White, wide receiver, Florida State. He measures at 5'10", 165 pounds. He is a very twitchy separation in the slot, but he has a very small catch radius. And in terms of his size, he's also very small in that department as well. But he is a gadget player. You can use him in the slot or on jet sweeps. Now, jet sweeps is when a wide receiver or slot receiver runs in motion across the backfield, taking a quick handoff or pitch from the quarterback. But he can he can keep defenses honest. He can create a mismatch in that department as well. All right, that concludes the AFC North mock draft. Ladies who love football, who do you think won this mock draft? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your girlfriends. I'm Kenya Winston, and this is Kenya Knows. See you next week. Bye.